Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Granit Xhaka is edging closer to a move away from Arsenal. We finally gotten confirmation of what we really expected. We definitely expected Xhaka to be leaving. We already knew about that like 1 month ago. We've just been waiting for Arsenal to finalize the Rice deal. And since they are now about to let Xhaka go, it looks like we will be getting an announcement for Declan Rice pretty soon. He's not the only player who will be leaving Arsenal, as we'll talk about in this video. There's latest news on the likes of Marquinhos and Balogun. But let's start with Granit Xhaka. What's the latest on Granit Xhaka? According to Sky of Football London, Granit Xhaka is edging closer to Bayer Leverkusen transfer. Understand a 25 million fee has been agreed, 25 million euro fee. 30-year-old has just 12 months remaining on his deal, so great business. So that 25 million euros converted to pounds around like 21.5 million pounds, which is really, really good money for someone like Xhaka at 30 years of age. I mean, obviously, you can get more. Other teams are able to get more, but from what they were quoted as to be willing to pay before that, I think 24 and 21.5 million pounds is pretty good money. They were talking about 12 million, 13 million pounds just before the transfer window opened. And I think this is good money to get for him. So what did Kaya say on the article? So it says Granit Xhaka edging closer to 21.5 million pound by Leverkusen transfer as Arsenal step up transfer plans. Granit Xhaka, and then they say reports had previously suggested that the Swiss international was set to join Leverkusen for a fee in the region of 13 million. So we've been able to increase that by like 8.5 million. I think that is good. That money can help us elsewhere. Now, though, it is thought that the two clubs are thought to have agreed a 25 million euro fee that will see the 30-year-old secure a return to the Bundesliga. Xhaka was a key player for Arsenal last season, scoring 9 goals and grabbing 7 assists in a more advanced role. The Swiss international has just 12 months remaining on his contract as things stand, though, and the decision has been taken to cash in. After weeks of speculation, it is now thought that Xhaka will seal his move to Germany in the coming days. The progression of the move is not understood to be related to the transfer of Declan Rice. Well, Kaya says that it's not related to the transfer of Declan Rice. I think it kind of is, because that is why I've been told that unless it was because of the price why it was being held on or held up, the previous weeks we've been hearing that Xhaka is not going to leave Arsenal until Arsenal make a breakthrough for Declan Rice. I know it's not going to be, it would be a coincidence, but I'm very sure the moment you hear Xhaka has gone, that's the same time you'll hear, here we go for Declan Rice. He also says Arsenal remain in negotiations with West Ham over the structuring of a deal that will see the England international arrive in North London for a fee of up to 105 million, a record for a British player. This will mark another addition to Mikel Arteta's midfield options after we secured the 65 million deal for Chelsea's Kai Havertz. The German international is earmarked as a target for his versatility. So Xhaka is going. Very, very soon he will be leaving Arsenal. He's one of our longest serving players alongside the likes of Rob Holding and the likes of El Nene. He's been here since 2016, so 7 years. And I'm happy that the last season he was at Arsenal was a very positive season for him on a personal level, and also at team level. I mean, it would have been nice for him to get a Premier League medal. None of us would have expected that, but he had a very, very good season. As we've been told, 9 goals, 7 assists in all competitions. 7 of those goals were in the Premier League, and he scored some big goals. I think he scored against Tottenham, and he scored for us against PSV in the Europa League, a match that we needed to win in the Europa League to finish top of that group. So he did chip in with some really important goals, and he was a really, really crucial player for our midfield last season alongside Partey and also Odegaard. I mean, no one would have thought that at this point Arsenal talking about Xhaka leaving would actually annoy many fans. If you had to say Xhaka was going 2 years ago, people would have been like, you know what, yeah, he should have gone long time ago. You know, who are we getting instead? Sell him, let him go on a free. But right now, people have been like, you know what, you should keep him. We weren't supposed to let Xhaka go, weren't supposed to let Partey go. But I guess this is something that already been planned way before even last season. Maybe this was supposed to be his last season, 30 years of age now. Time to cash in on him, and that 21.5 million can be added to other deals. I mean, if you also sell Partey for like 30 million, you'll get 51 million. That is enough to get another midfielder. And yes, we would have loved to keep both of them for sure, but I don't think we have control in terms of that. And at least we're getting some good money for him rather than the 13 million we were being told about. So Granit Xhaka, at the moment you hear that he's going, we'll definitely wish him all the best. I'm happy that he finished his Arsenal career with the man of the match performance against Wolves. So all the best to him returning to Germany. It's good to end on a positive note. He's not the only player who will be leaving Arsenal, though. He will not be the only one. According to reports from Sky Sports News, Arsenal are discussing the next best step for winger Marquinhos. Another loan move away or even a permanent deal has not been ruled out. So players like Lokonga, Tavares, and Marquinhos, they were supposed to be for the future. They were meant to be for the future. But I have a feeling we kind of we were growing step by step, and last season we jumped like 3 steps, and I think that's completely changed some of our plans. Like maybe instead with these players, we were supposed to fight for top 6 and top 4. Maybe that now the plan is to fight for the Premier League title, and we are back in the Champions League. Maybe the board and I just have looked at it like, you know what, Tavares, is he really going to help us to win the league? Not really. He was supposed to help us finish in the top 6. Yes. Lokonga, same. Marquinhos, same. Are we really going to wait for him to develop? We need someone to back up Xhaka right away. Same with the players that we are linked to, players like Tielemans and players like Douglas Luiz. Maybe if we finished like 5th this season, we would have gone for Tielemans. Maybe we'd have gone for Douglas Luiz. Maybe we'd have brought back Marquinhos. But since now the expectation has gone up completely, and you're expected to fight for the Premier League, and you're back in the Champions League, players like this, maybe it's completely not going to fit into the system anymore, not going to fit into the team anymore. That's why we've gone for players who are more developed, like the likes of Havertz. Maybe because they feel like players like Marquinhos and Tavares, we can cash in on them and maybe move on to other targets. Now, the good thing with players like Marquinhos, Tavares, and Lokonga, we signed them when they were very young, so we can still get a fee for them when we're selling them. So that is a positive. And someone like a Marquinhos, we can actually get a profit from what we bought him for. Same with someone like Tavares. Lokonga, I'm not sure if you're going to get a profit. We can actually get the same. So that's the benefit of signing younger players. I still feel it threw all of them to the deep end. Tavares, because Coutinho's injured. Lokonga, because Partey was injured. And also Marquinhos, I mean, he was the only backup at that time that season. He also began this season at Arsenal. He actually scored, I think, in the Europa League. But in the loan spell at Norwich, I don't think he did that well. So maybe it has come for the time to cash in on him. And in terms of loan deal, you have to have someone who wants to buy him on loan or get him on loan. If there's no team that wants him on loan and they want to buy him on a permanent deal, then you have to consider it. So I did a poll the other day asking who you would keep between Pepe, Lokonga, Tavares, and Marquinhos. I expected the answer. It was Marquinhos. 70% said Marquinhos. So people would have still given him a chance, I'm assuming, because he's young. But at the moment, there's people still talking about Xhaka backup. I mean, if people believed in Marquinhos that he was ready, people would have said, no, what? Marquinhos is there to back up Xhaka. But many people have even forgotten that Marquinhos is an Arsenal player. So there's that. So let's see what happens with that deal. Again, he's not the only one who potentially could be leaving. According to Sky Sports, once again, Arsenal are also exploring potential exit routes for Nicolas Pepe, Folarin Balogun, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, and Cedric Soares. So there are going to be a lot of players leaving. Obviously, someone like a Pablo Maier has already left. Xhaka is about to leave. Maitland-Niles' contract is already expired. We're expecting players like Ranason to leave as well. We're waiting to hear the latest on players like Tierney, El Neni, Okonkwo, Thomas Partey as well. Like we could have a transfer window where we get rid of up to 12 players. We have to wait and see what happens with that. But for Balogun, I've already made it clear before. If he wants to stay at Arsenal and fight for his position, well done. You're a good player. Stay at Arsenal and fight for your position. If he wants to go out on another loan, I'd prefer him to go to a Premier League team for another season. Let's see how he does. But if he's forcing himself to the team and he wants to play 100%, I want to play, I don't want to be on the bench, then you have to look for options to sell him. You want players who want to be here. But if you're selling him, it has to be more than 40 million. Maybe even that is too little. 45 at least for Folarin Balogun. For Nicolas Pepe, I mean, he came out the other day and he said he does not really have a problem with Arteta. Arteta really likes him. He just needed to unlock his potential, as Arteta told him, something like that. So let's see. I still have a feeling he's not going to be here, but how much are we going to get for him? I'm hoping he don't cancel his contract, because from 72 million to 0, that would be a hit. At least get even 10 million for him. I don't think he will be staying at Arsenal. Right now, he should be in his prime. He's like 27, 28. So if he stays, I mean, it would be a huge surprise. If he stays and it works out, it would be a welcome surprise, but I really, really doubt that is going to be the case. Let's wait and see what happens in Nicolas Pepe. At the moment, there's no player teams interested. Like, there's no suitors at the moment. Albert Sambi Lokonga is linked to a few teams in the Premier League. Nuno Tavares the same, West Ham one team, Galatasaray one team, and Cedric, I think it's time now. I think he's already past that, way past that. So, and we're okay in terms of defense at the moment. We are adding in terms of our numbers in defense. So I think all of these players could be departing. The one I'd say has the bigger chance of staying amongst these 5 players is probably Balogun. And in terms of Marquinhos, I think he will be loaned out. I don't think he will be sold, but he could be loaned out. But the big news of today is Granit Xhaka. According to Kai of Football London, Granit Xhaka is edging closer to a Bayer Leverkusen transfer. Understand the 25 million euro fee has been agreed. 30-year-old has just 12 months remaining on his deal. So great business for Arsenal. Let me know what you make of that. Be back later. Thank